Sugar Ray, host of the Power of the People show. I wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in to us, enjoying us, and been rocking with us. We have plenty more great interviews that is coming. My next interview coming up, Mr. Rock Leach. Yeah, welcome back to the Power of the People show. This is your host, Sugar Ray, also Lorraine Walker. Hey guys, I'm bringing you back here. Got a special guest with me all the way from East Texas, the one and only Rock Leach. Welcome, Rock Leach.
What's going on, family?
What's going on, man? Let me get some cheers to my guy. Yeah, man, I had to give you some cheers. It's been a minute, and I'm glad to have you here. How you doing?
Doing good. You know, blessed by the best. Had me a little breakfast this morning. You got me a little coffee in me. Got this caffeine going, and plus the Holy Ghost. You know, I know some folk out there. We got a few things going here. So, man, I'm good. It's good in the hood. It's all gravy, you know.
Yeah, man. That's great to hear. Listen, I got a little coffee myself. Sorry about that. Hey, I had to keep some with myself. You know, I'm trying to get into that life. I'm not really into the coffee, but hey, I'm getting that right.
Right.
But yeah, man. It's good to see you, fam. Like, dudes, this just reminds me of my childhood. I'm bringing back the guy. You know, it's been a minute when we started this journey 5 years ago, and we're bringing you back. You know, we don't recircle the wagons. And listen, I got one of the originals with me. It's good to have you here. I wanted to let you go ahead and introduce your people, tell a little about yourself, and remind the people who Rock Leach is.
Well, I guess let me see. Who am I? I guess so let me introduce myself. I'm Rock Leach, a preacher, a pastor, speaker, and a content creator who's been in ministry for right at about 30 years. So I was born in Tyler, Texas, grounded in a strict Pentecostal tradition, but I didn't stay boxed in. I've crossed cultural and denominational lines to reach people and, you know, raw truth of God's word. So I do social fire. I'm married, wonderful, beautiful wife, happily married. Like to throw that in there for anybody just wondering. Your boy happily married, and I'm the founder of Social Fire eChurch, which is our YouTube channel. Now, our channel is a bold digital ministry that mixes faith, culture, and unfiltered truth. So, we live stream, we teach, we tackle the hard conversations, any conversation between faith and culture. Right now, there is a lot of communication going on digitally. So whenever those conversations come out at the intersection of faith and culture, we're going to have a conversation. So, Rock, that's who I am. Born and raised Tyler, Texas, East Texas, North Tyler in the house. I don't think y'all was North Tyler, but anyway.
We'll look.
Yeah. And I slept at Ray Lynn Sugar Ray house sometime with his moms. Shout out to Mom. Shout out to Andre. Brother rolled with him, Bethel Temple, Church of God in Christ. Shout out to I may be giving too much information. What have you told the people, man? I don't know if I'm.
Hey, man, my audience don't know all about that, but hey, they well familiar with this. Hey, they well familiar with the East Texas roots, right?
Come on.
The East. Hey, there's a lot of gems and a lot of Jews come out of East Texas, and hey, especially with you, hey, I forgot to remind them of that all-state linebacker from that Robbie Lee High School back in your good old days, huh? We ain't gonna leave that athleticism out of you, though. Hey, I know you still got it, and hey, a world-renowned musician, exactly, right? Hey, don't ever leave him out, a man of many talents, right?
I guess you owed me that because I brought up, I went all down through your past too. Yeah, but I don't still have it. I don't still have it. I'm gonna go and tell you, I done retired them cleats, put them cleats on up somewhere.
Gotcha.
not running no more. It's too much energy. I'm just I'm just gonna put that out there. We live in life though. Enjoying life. But no, you said still got it. I understand you being kind, but I don't want nobody to think that I'm trying to be in a 4-3 defense. I don't have no parts of that no more. I don't run no football no more. None of that.
Yeah. So yeah, you were doing another different type of defense now. Your defense is for the Lord now.
Come on here. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I like that. So yeah, Rock, let the people know, what you're doing now and how you got into it, where you come from, and what your transition to, how you got into this.
So just being honest with you, and I say this because of where I am now. I didn't like working for nobody. I don't care how good the job was, and I've had some jobs that I considered very, very good, 9 to 5s. I didn't like none of them. I did them because I had kids. Let's just be real about it. Got kids, got a mortgage, you got to get it. You know what I'm saying? These kids don't care nothing about you talking about what you like and what you don't. They need that food at the house. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just knew when I got to a place where my kids were all grown, and they are all grown, have 6 wonderful children. Me and my wife Jess, we have 6 wonderful children. They're all grown. I have a grandbaby now, and it's my time. So the problem with that though is that I stopped working because we were in real estate and we're real estate investors as well. So we had an amount that we wanted to get to. Once we got to that amount, we was like, we can stop. But
Okay.
I'm gonna be real transparent here, and I think that's because this probably will bless somebody. When you get that opportunity to stop, because everybody say, I'm gonna stop it. If I could listen, if I can quit this job, I'm quitting. I didn't know, man, after all these years of working a 9 to 5, I was addicted to it. I was scared to stop. Real talk. I was fearful to stop because my system of doing things was changing. So long story short, Jess didn't stop. She loved what she do. She's called to it. Medical professional, she loves what she does and she's still doing it now. Me, I jumped ship. I was out of there.
Oh.
I got out of there. But here's the thing that got me into what I'm doing. When I got out of there, I ended up with too much free time. And I
Oh.
don't care what nobody say, too much free time is dangerous at any age. You
Any
start
age.
thinking stuff, you start getting into stuff, you start, just spending extra money, like, just extra stuff.
Right.
And so I needed to do something with this free time, and God had already given Jess a vision. I was pastoring at the time, and we made the transition into social fire, but it didn't just, I said that really quick. It wasn't as
Yeah.
quick as that. But when I made the transition, I had too much free time, and I was like, well, let me get on YouTube and
Okay.
start doing, talking about the Bible and stuff like that. Because
Right.
God had given Jess a dream maybe about 2 years earlier about us doing ministry. I didn't understand the dream, didn't make any sense to me.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I even told her, go back and talk to God again, because this don't
Man,
make
that
no sense.
conversation.
You know what I'm saying? This is me, a preacher who really loved the word.
Right.
God gave a word to my wife that I didn't understand.
Man.
Now looking back at that in retrospect, man, God will do that. He'll tell you something that you don't understand, but his goal in that, I believe, is to get you to seek him. God, when he know you want to know what the answer is, he know what to tell you for you to be like, what is this? And you'll start becoming hungry to
Yeah.
figure out what that is. And so that's what I did. But at that moment, I didn't understand. Retrospect, looking at it now, hindsight is always 2020. I see what God was doing. But I stopped working, man, and had all this free time. So anyway, got onto YouTube because I had too much free time. Started doing videos. We're gonna talk about God. We're gonna talk about the Bible, stuff like that. And I was just making videos, putting out 2, 3 videos, probably getting 100 views. I was crunk on them 100 views.
On
Man,
that
I was
free
making
time,
100.
man. Look like you're making
Wow.
progress,
And
huh?
like I'm getting 100 views, that this and that, happy with it.
Yeah.
And was just doing it.
Sounds
I
good,
put
man.
out two. Now I could talk about the Bible and talk about culture through a biblical lens all day. I can
Yeah.
talk about that all day. It's not even work for me because that's most of my conversation anyway. But
So
go
like
ahead.
when you were with that free time and you got in, so let's go back. So we're talking about when you just got into this lane of content creating and making this, so I guess that's what we would call it. I don't know if you would, well, this is your ministry, right? It's not necessarily content creating. This is actually your ministry. And I wouldn't call you just any content creator, man. You doing a great job, right? So this is your ministry, and you went from physical ministry because you used to do physical ministry,
Hmm.
in-house ministry, and you had your own church and all of that. And you're saying jumping over that bridge and taking that leap of faith to go into this area and arena. when did it come real to you? You're like, this
Yeah,
is real. I can do this.
listen.
And I know when you say you talk to your wife and you had that conversation and you was like, hey, this is elevating my ministry, take it to the next level.
Honestly, and I'm being transparent because I want to stay with the power of people. I want to stay with that, being true
Get
and honest. At first, I didn't know it. I was just doing it because I had the free time, just talking. Here's where it changed. My daughter sent me a video to react to somebody doing an offering, raising an offering at church. And I just sincerely pulled it up and reacted to it like any other YouTuber, just reacted to the video.
not
And
intentionally, not intentionally going to look for something. This was just a
yeah,
moment.
yeah. They just sent it to me. I was like, well, I ain't got nothing. They knew I was doing back then. They would say, here a video you can react to on your little channel. They say little stuff like that on your little
Yeah.
channel. You love it, And so I reacted to the video, just speaking my regular language. I thought the person was bullying. They were manipulating. They were saying things that were not scriptural. They were speaking word curses over people, all in the name of getting the offering. And they were doing this at in a Church of God in Christ conference. So that was bad. So I'm just speaking and just speaking my true mind. There is a mind that we speak
Oh
in
man.
on the
Here we go.
pulpit, on the
Yeah.
pulpit. But then there's a mind when it's just me and you.
You're letting your hair down a little
You know
bit.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I accidentally let that, personal mind out on YouTube. That's what happened. And
Okay. You
didn't think nothing of it. Made the video, and here's the change. Getting to what you were asking me. 6 months later, now I made a lot of videos, just kept going. Wasn't really getting major traction, but that video got me like 600 views, a lot of comments. But that video, 6 months later, within about 3 days, because we were on a cruise, 3 days in there, that video went from 600 to like 20,000 views instantly.
man.
And
That's
for me,
crazy.
for me,
That's
I was
dude,
pumped
that's
with the
crazy.
600.
That's hey, it's
But see, this
coming
how
off a
God did
cruise,
it.
right?
This is how God did it.
Okay.
When that video blew up, people started going through my channel watching all my videos I had been making, right? So I started seeing an uptick in everything. I got monetized and the watch hours all within about the same time as that video took off. I mean, everything just went fast. And so then when I got monetized, they had to pay me for all them videos that I had been putting out. Hey,
Prior,
yeah,
the ones that you
yeah.
had out of prior to that.
Was it? Yeah, yeah. All the videos that I had done. You have to forgive me because my monitor with you on is to the left, so I look to the
No,
front
you
looking
good.
at it. My apologies.
I hear
But
you. No, you okay.
what happens is that this. So long story short, let me get to what it was. So the money that came in, when we got monetized, it came. They just shot it to the account. Nobody tells you this, but on the 21st, that's when YouTube paid money. So all these content creators, you can tell who's
Sound the
doing well.
21st.
The
Listen, you're gonna have people here gonna hear you saying that they're just gonna be jumping in here. Just they're gonna be jumping
yeah,
on the
20.
YouTube, just
Listen,
trying to make anything. But
21st, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know just saying making anything because there's folk out there that make anything and they're doing well. I'm just gonna
gotcha.
be honest with you. But what happened is that they paid us. I wasn't expecting it. Remember, I was just doing the video, just moving on. We saw this reaction, stuff like that, got monetized, stuff, didn't know what was going on, and the money came to the account. We sitting there with the phone. I got a ding, and I see this
Yeah.
amount, and I was like, I just probably did something. So remember, we do real estate investing too. So we get amounts here, but usually when an amount come in, it's finna go out for something. So you see it come in for one thing, it's gonna go out. So you really don't touch it. So we saw this amount. Jess saw the amount in the bank account. We didn't really say anything, and Jess is my wife's name. We didn't really say anything, but what happened is that we talked about it that night because it's just sitting there. And she said, what is this with Google? I said, I don't know because we saw it. And that was the amount. And I'm going to tell you, it was large enough that I was like, I need to pick up my game. You asked me what made me that. Listen, seeing that amount and knowing that I got that from just doing something that I just needed to clear my free time with. Listen, I was putting out maybe 3 videos a week. I went to putting out 3 videos a day.
So an
You heard me?
opportunity. You
Because
saw that
this
opportunity.
is my passion. I could talk about God, the Bible, what's going on in church that shouldn't be going on, what should be going on, culture through a biblical lens. Man, I could talk about this all day, and I was. And I literally, through doing that, I said, now people work hard doing YouTube. I want to be the unicorn. If YouTube finna pay me for something I'm passionate about, and I never run out of stuff, yeah, we about to get it.
So, hey, I understand. See, like what you saying, this is it's something that I'm very passionate about, the power of
Yes.
people, right? So that's why I created the magazine and this opportunity, this created this podcast
Hmm.
like 5 years ago when we started out with the magazine, right? And you was one of the first people that I reached out to. And you had hesitate, said, I'm supporting you, brother, and I'm gonna be behind you no matter what,
Right.
right? And because we family, we almost like we're family. I ain't no
We are
almost like
family.
we are family, right? And so the passion that I see that you have grown for, not just the ministry, but what you're doing, the information, the knowledge, and all of that stuff that you're giving back to the people is one of the main reasons, and that created the power of people, right? That's what I have a passion for. So with us going down that line, is so talking about passion. What made you so passionate about the lane that you're in? And why are you so passionate about it? And, tell me a little about how you grew this passion, like that fire in you.
So, and just being real, I'm a pastor, so I'm always wanting other people to be blessed, right? And I see how easy this is to do. I'm literally sharing my passion on a regular basis. And from that moment of getting that money in the bank account to now is really night and day. I was really impressed with that then. Now, every year, we take, no exaggeration, I can share this on here because I don't say this on the YouTube channel, but when they get over here, they'll know. So, whatever. We're going to go.
Hey, don't give them
Jess
too
and I
much.
take, no exaggeration, we probably take about 20 trips a year
Oh yeah, I
to
forgot to
different
mention
places.
my bad. I forgot to mention he's a world traveler, folks. He's rural. I left that one out. Sorry if I didn't let that, but go ahead.
Oh no, you good. But that was all funded by, okay, think about it. Think about it. You and this not we not finna get in your business, anything like that. But you and your wife, y'all have your home budget, right?
Right.
Y'all know what that is, right? Y'all know y'all have a little. I won't say little because I don't like using that word. People use
Hey,
it as a negative
hey,
connotation. But
let
you
me let
have
me
your.
let me pin you right there. I
Go ahead.
like where you're going with this because you're about to give some financial advice and some knowledge back. Go ahead. I just want to pin that, take that note. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you have your business budget, right? You know what need to be done here. Leave that money there. Your home personal budget, business budget. But then we ended up with this YouTube money, and it sat there and was building up. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? And we was like, we want to take trips. We want to take trips. No, honestly, because everything else that we building for our children, for our kid and all, we got all that in place. This was extra. And I'm gonna
Great
go even
supplemental income.
yes, yes. And I'm gonna go even further with that. My kids actually come work for me when I have different things that I need to do. Like when I go out of town to speak and stuff like that, they show up. And I don't
Nice.
just give them a little envelope. We take care of them. And
My
even that, my children, we take a trip with them every year with all of them. Everybody, we go get on somebody's cruise ship and we gone. And they don't have to pay for nothing. That's some of the things that we've done. But here's the thing. I want to see people blessed right now on our channel because it's blessed us so much. We are actually seeking to create more Christian content creators. And when I say that, we've created something where I'm giving away all the secrets to everything I've done to get, to where I am now. Now, Social Fire, I was getting 100 views on a video, maybe for the week, I might have been getting 600 views, maybe, if I was
wow.
lucky.
Are
To
you?
date, I know we're at 7 million views for our channel, for our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
For our and anybody can go check this. YouTube has the word folk can't lie. They can get on there and say what they want to, but you can go look on their channel. It'll tell you how many views they got. This is not somebody.
No, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
it's gonna tell. Even if you want to find out how much money they're making, it'll give you a range. Now the range is crazy. It'll tell you something like
Hey,
1,000 to 10,000. It'll tell
hey,
you something like that.
you're gonna have people
Wide
pocket
range.
watching now.
Right, right. But you got people that's gonna do that. They'll go watch your
Regardless.
pockets while they pockets got holes in them. It's just I don't understand that, but you got folk that do that.
Yeah.
They gonna watch yours, and they need some mending on their own pockets. But anyway, so we want to create other people. That's why when I saw you doing what you're doing, as far as podcasting and how you kept the vision, even with setbacks and stuff like that, you kept this vision of the power of people. You kept this, you kept moving forward, and then when I saw the podcast, this is amazing. Do you know that the creator economy is booming? Like
Yeah.
today, over 200 million people are earning income from digital content creation. 200 million.
That's a
Why that
lot.
can't be one of us? I tell people that all the time. Why that can't be you? You know, Yahoo Finance calls the creator economy the fastest growing economy in the world. Not
Wow.
not that 9 to 5 you got. Well, you. Then I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about people in general. Goldman Sachs. If you need another reference, because I love these references, because I'm a stats guy. Goldman
Hey, I like
Sachs,
the numbers.
they project the creator economy will reach $500 billion by 2027.
Are you
That's
serious?
500 billion. Do you hear me? That's
That's a lot.
crazy. And so the whole thing of, YouTube, people wonder how big is YouTube? And now I'm saying this and I keep these stats in my mind because I'm always sharing them with people. People want to know how big is YouTube. YouTube is bigger than Netflix.
No, I never knew that.
Yeah,
That's
it is
well,
big.
but it's been yeah, but Netflix is just starting to get really grounded into the game. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
and
bigger
you're
than
right.
Netflix.
Yeah,
So
YouTube
in
is
the
attached
most
to everything. So,
And
yeah.
in the most recent quarter, it earned more money than Netflix.
Wow. Yeah.
Listen, it's also the top preferred platform for podcasters.
Hmm.
I know people use Spotify and stuff like that and Apple, but YouTube is the number one. And because they work with the RSS feeds. Now I know you know what that is. Everybody,
Yes. I'm learning. I'm definitely learning that quickly,
Yeah.
but I do know what that is.
According to the Washington Post, YouTube is now one of the most consequential technologies in America. It's
Oh,
reshaping the economy and everyday living room habits. People, most people how they watching my videos in their
yeah.
living room. In their living room. You got Law and Order and you got Social Fire E Church. You hear that? You
Hey,
got Law and
social
Order
fire be on.
and you got the Power of People. You
Hey,
got
social
folk that's
fire be on fire though.
no, no, no. You didn't hear what I said that last time. I
Yeah,
said
go
they
ahead.
got Law and Order and the Power of People. Do you hear what I'm
Um,
saying? In their
hello.
living room, got their families grouped up with popcorn. What Ray Lynn gonna say today? What he gonna say? What Sugar Ray gonna say today? What guest he got on her today? You may not, and I tell people this. You may feel like what you're doing is insequential. Now I'm talking to everybody now. You may feel like we all will get to that place where we feel like we get into that imposter syndrome and we start belittling what God has really given us as a gift. Nobody can beat you being you. Do you understand? I don't care how many people
Say it
try to
one more
start.
time. I don't think they heard. Just tell them it.
Nobody can beat you being you. Other folk got to go to school and get 18 degrees to get close to being you. But if they try to be you, all they're going to be is a cheap imitation of the great original, which is you. Can't nobody beat you being you. And I don't care how many fake, phony, other off-brand Power of the People get out there. There's only one with Sugar Ray. Do you get what I'm saying?
My
There's only
man.
one. And so I'm saying that to everybody that's out there, can't nobody beat when it come to walking like Sugar Ray. And I hope you're okay with me using Sugar Ray because I know Ray Lynn, but
Yeah, you could. Hey, you could either. Hey,
when
some
it
people
come to
call
being
me. Go
Sugar
ahead.
Ray, because I want to bless some people right quick. Bless you. When it come to being Sugar Ray, can't nobody walk like him better than you. Can't nobody talk like him better than you. Can't nobody move like him better than you because you are the great original. And I tell people that all the time. YouTube is looking for, I'm going to tell you this, and I
All
just
right.
feel God pushing me to share this right here. I ain't said this nowhere.
Go ahead.
But something that I know with YouTube that people miss? Everybody want to be CNN. Everybody want to be Wild and Out, these produced shows. But you
Right.
know what's working on YouTube that people are missing? Authenticity.
Yeah.
People don't care about you making mistakes. They tired of the overproduced videos. You
Gotcha.
got people balling out on YouTube, sitting in their car, waiting on their
Just
kids making a video. And they balling. Why? Because other folk been sitting in their cars waiting on their kids.
and, and
They
balling.
ain't got the best language. They don't talk the best. Hairline ain't even where it need to be. And
Yeah.
they out here making money. Why? Because they are authentic. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and I know I'm kind of going on a rant because you asked
No,
me
no,
about
no.
my passion.
No. Hey, you're showing the passion. It isn't even you answering. You answering the bell. Go ahead.
Peep this. Peep this right here. I used to try to get my videos edited perfect. Well, I'm gonna cut this out. Ooh, I said too many times. Oh, I stuttered over a word here. You know what? When I shoot videos and whatever's on there is what they getting. Listen, real talk. Whatever's on there is what they getting. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. And when I just got to where I didn't care no more, that's when I started popping. Because I'm gonna speak my truth. My truth, my East Texas slang. I still say y'all and school with that extra ooh on it. Everybody else says school. I'm from East
Um,
Texas, proud to be. And I'm not, I love soul food. I'm just saying it's who I am. And when we overproduce it, we lose that authenticity of letting people into who we really are. Folk want to know who you are, and they will buy into who you really are because it's relatable. And I'm not saying that to you because you already got the million subscribers and going on. I'm saying that to everybody, everybody else that's listening.
I'm
You
claim that
know,
one.
that's the truth of the whole thing. I tell everybody, don't see yourself for what you think you're doing is insignificant. God would not have given it to you if it was insignificant. Man, I had to come out of that mindset of, I'm just going to preach my little old sermon and, just, man, do you know God gave me this? What I'm saying is something that God gave me. God is the God of everything. He's the most
Everything.
powerful. I mean, you don't get no bigger than God. And here I am talking about it, calling it little. I'm diminishing what he's given me that's great. And so that's the thing.
Right.
Look, man, I was glad to, you know, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to calm it down because
No,
I
you
get
okay.
excited talking about YouTube, man, talking about
Hey,
this.
that passion is understandable. And hey, listen, I wouldn't want to talk to nobody else but someone with that passion. Hey, you sound like me when I get very passionate about something. Most people say that I get to go on a rant. So, but no, it's just a passion. That's something that you really get excited about it, and you putting your heart into it, and you giving it back to the people that can really bless them. So, I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Some and man, I don't know why I'm having so many transparent moments on here. I don't normally I'm a dude to kind of know where I'm gonna go, know what I'm gonna say, but I just feel God pushing me to say these things. The regret that I have with all of this. God have allowed me to be really, really successful on YouTube, right? But my mom passed away in 2019, 18. I didn't get to share any of this with her. And in my mind, I think about things I could have did for all these places. Man, I've been to Rome. I've been to, all kind of places in Italy, France, Spain, all on YouTube. I want to make sure y'all understand this, all on YouTube. My wives sit and just be like, where we want to go. And we plan our trips and we not waiting to pay for it. We pay for it. Not with anything else but YouTube. YouTube is doing this. Do you get what I'm saying? But when I get to those places, I think to myself, man, I wish I could have. Lord, we could have, if mama was here, I could have did, this and that. So it makes me live every day like it's my last because you never know. You understand what I'm saying? And many of us don't live
That's how we
like that.
should.
We're
I
always
like that.
living like I do it tomorrow. I don't know what it is. We'll do everything tomorrow except for quit. If you would wait, if you would all check this out, we gonna quit now. I don't know what it is. We'll quit now. Hold on, because this is something God gave me. We'll quit now and put everything that we need to be doing off to tomorrow. Do you know if you put quitting off to tomorrow, then when tomorrow came, you put it off again to tomorrow, like we always do? If you keep putting quitting off to tomorrow, you would never quit and you would accomplish all your goals because when tomorrow came, you'd be like, well, I'm gonna quit tomorrow. Does that make sense? Does that make
Yeah, it
sense?
makes a lot of sense.
But what we need to be doing, we quit that right now. We finna.
So no, you good, you good. With that, yeah, no. So a lot of people struggle with that, right? We become slaves to our 9 to 5, right? A lot of people become slaves to it. I have this conversation with my wife all the time. I always tell her, you know, we always been conditioned to think, right, that we have to always work 9 to 5s, work hard, climb the ladder. You're going back to school for your education. You go back to school for your education just to get letters, just to train to learn something, just to get letters, right? To work harder for something just to get a letter, right? Then when you turn around and you like watch, like you say, CNN, Fox Sport, Fox News, all these other channels. These
Yeah.
people work so hard to get these letters in their name, and at some point, it doesn't even matter that they have these letters or these degrees or whatever get a name. It's not saying that you shouldn't
Right,
want to,
right,
but we're
right.
going to go get educated to pay so much money to get these educations and get these letters for just sit back and sometimes you just see people just overlapping and doing things that they didn't even have to go through the troubles and jump the hoops to go through that. And you chain, like, I guess some people call it chain and ball yourself to a 9 to 5 or corporate job. And with like this content, like you saying, YouTube open up the doors, and we don't even see the opportunities that may be in front of us and afraid to step out on faith like that. With the way that I see, man, the way that you have stepped out and it is provided for you, um, Well, how would you encourage others to know that you don't have to be tied to that 9 to 5 all your life? I mean, you not necessarily walk away from your 9 to 5, and not encouraging anybody to do that, but encouraging them to be able to live a little bit more, you know, not just stress your life on just working all the time for the 9 to 5. What are some things that you would give some people?
So, fam, listen to this, man. Everything you said, you walked all the way down my street for yesterday. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I was that dude just trying to go, and I'm glad you brought that up too about not knocking people that's actually going to, get that education or whatever. Go get your education or whatever,
it's very
you know.
important.
But
Yeah,
I believe that God always gives us a promise. He gives us a promise, but God don't always show us the process. That's the challenge. And so when God gives us a vision for our own business, we can see it. Oh, I'm gonna be, we're gonna be a public company on the New York Stock Exchange. We gonna be out there doing this thing. But He don't tell you about all them sleepless nights burning that midnight oil. He don't
oh,
tell you about how some of your bills gonna almost get cut off because he don't tell he ain't gonna tell you about all that because there is, and I'm gonna say this for those jobs. All of us work jobs, but many of those jobs are not about the earning, they're about the learning. Everything that we are doing, that's why we can't make something like, I'm just getting away from here. Listen, that job you own is teaching you something that you can take to your business. And when we
mm.
stop looking at our jobs like they are jobs and start looking at them as a business partner,
As a
what?
tool, as a
Yes, come
business,
on,
as a learning tool
come
to
on.
implement within. Yeah, you go. Keep
Yes,
going. I'm
sir.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, no. You listen. Yes, sir. That was God. Listen, we got to see it like that because I quit looking at my job like it was just a job and started looking at it as a business partner, meaning that what I'm getting from here is helping me to get the money to put into my business. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm also learning. I done worked in sales, man. I done worked and was doing good in sales. But guess what? I'm selling my own stuff now. And so all those things that would have would have been things that could detour us. Don't let that. So my encouragement to somebody who wants to do content creation, understand this right here. You are who you are. All of us have experiences that God have allowed us to go through, grow through. I should have said that. That felt good. Grow through what we go through because we've all have things that you've worked at jobs, you've done this, you've done that. Content creation, everybody wants to look at who's doing this above them or whatever. What are you doing? How is your life significant? Even if it's something that you've been through that's been difficult, talk about it. Somebody want to hear that. And that's why I was talking about with CNN and stuff like that. Don't quit your education because everything is designed to help, if that makes sense. I don't want nobody looking at this video or this podcast and Sugar Ray, you become responsible for 100,000 people quitting college.
No, I don't think it's like so necessarily that. I hope not. Hey, they can't get a refund for me.
I know how mad parents calling. I done put my child in there. They done watch one episode of yours.
No, man, I like that. I like exactly what you said because I think there's a lot of people out there that are struggling and trying to
Yeah,
find their way, navigate their way through society at these times. Through these times, right? Economy, the temperature of the world is everything like that. And they're just up and down, up and down with their careers. Some people have been in their careers so long when they know they have learned more than their share, that they can take so much and move on to the next step, right? Or move to where they want to go. So I think exactly with you giving this information back to some of these people, man, it may just give them that opportunity to take that next step or take what they already have and apply it and be able to give it back into the world.
yeah,
To transfer that knowledge, to
come on,
transform that knowledge into something that's could be more lucrative to them
come
instead of
on.
just sitting on it and just do it and making somebody else rich.
You know what? Let me jump in here with this because you messing me up, man. What you said is good. That's good stuff. You we all are struggling. Let me tell you this. Like, I gotta say this because it's good. People will get into their struggle and feel like because I'm struggling, I'm not successful. No, 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 no. Struggle never goes away. When I say it never goes away, you need to learn how to deal with adversity. Because let me tell you this. I right now have the thing where social fire has really grown. It have really grown. It's really doing well. So now my challenge is, because I don't like to say struggle, I like to say challenge. See, I've repackaged that thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Good job, bro.
What would have caused me anxiety, I've put it in a place and I understand what it is because I've developed a process how to deal with it. I have to figure out what's next. And that gets nerve wracking because I could figure out what's next, and that next may kill the whole thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so that's what I was going to say. Struggle, I don't think people need to ever feel like that it won't be some level of adversity, because if we boil it down, that's what struggle is. It's a level of adversity. If we boiling it down to what it's going to be, that's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. That's why we have the scripture in Proverbs, one of my favorite scriptures: trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not into thine own understanding, in all that ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. We don't always know what to do. Nobody's going to give you a blueprint to say A plus B equals C. Well, for you, it may not do that. Do you get what I'm saying? We got to trust God. And I'm sorry to jump in there, just to
No,
say
you good.
we have to learn as people how to handle struggle. Now, this generation that we in now, adversity, they ready to jump off the cliff. I'm just saying any level of,
They don't know how to handle it.
they don't. And that's why the pharmaceutical is doing so well with all these different psychotropic medications. Mental health is like it is. And think about it. When we was kids, wasn't no meds. You finna get a whooping. That what you you finna get a beat down because that's the medication you need. Now that's what we got. Now I
Anxiety
ain't
was a
knocking
difference.
parents. If you got your
Yeah.
babies, parents out there, if you got your babies on some, I understand. I'm just saying, I got the cheapest medication, and it was that belt.
Yeah. Well, no such thing as anxiety then. It was get it together, pick
My
it, get it
mama
together
whooped.
now.
My mama whooped, beat that anxiety out of you. You go,
Man, that's
okay,
funny
I'm doing
that
too much. I'm sorry. That's
no, you no. It's funny though, I was listening to this other podcast and that was one of the guys say, growing back in the early '90s and the late '80s, you wasn't allowed to have anxiety from the way that we was raised up, because we was raised up in a mode, survival mode where we wasn't allowed to have that anxiety. And these days, with working in the professional world or just in the world period, even
yeah.
say with this YouTube or anything like that and content creating, a lot of us get anxiety instead of just being ourselves and naturally allow ourselves to be ourselves. So yeah, that's crazy that you did say anxiety looked totally different back then.
I'm
Um,
telling you. Go
I
ahead
got
though.
a
I'm just
good question. So Rock, what has been some of the most touching and amazing moments you have experienced in this profession and so far? If you
there
could give us one of
was.
those.
I
So one,
came.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off there because you said that, and I was going to go straight to one because it's been pivotal in my life. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Share that pivotal and amazing experience that you had working in this professional or in your professional life or that you have experienced.
So we do social fire, and I talk about everything. It's faith-based content, theological education, and culturally a community, culturally engaging, culturally relevant, engaging community. We talk about everything in the church, out of the church, in the world. We talk about it all. And there was something came up. I did a video and became one of those people that was talking about a big negative thing that was going on in with this company Daystar. I don't know if you know Daystar, the Christian network. Daystar. It's on cable. Well, anyway, they had done some corrupt things, and I just became a voice for talking about the corruption that they had going on. And the founder's son and daughter reached out to me, found my number, and called me
From Daystar.
to thank me for the content that I was doing, and then said on one of my last videos, because it was something that, well, what happened was that their daughter was allegedly sexually abused, right? And so we had this thing out there on social media that was called Justice for Baby Lamb. And after doing the videos and stuff like that, and I said I wasn't going to use that anymore because I didn't want to re-traumatize the child. I said I will not, and I announced it and said I will not use this anymore because I don't want to traumatize the child, re-abuse the child, so to say. And that child's going to be old enough to watch YouTube because all kids be on YouTube. I didn't want to do that to the child. So I said I won't go use that anymore. And they watched the video and said they had just got out of a counseling session about, getting the child to tell, what happened and all that kind of stuff. And the child was going through some problems. And the wife said, we didn't know what to do until we watched your video. And it was confirmation on what the counselor told us because we didn't know what to do. The counselor told them to let the child be a child, right? Everything will
Crazy.
come out in time. Said then we were just that night, because we normally tune into your videos, and we saw your video, and you said you wouldn't say it anymore, and because it was a popular thing to say at the time. I said I wasn't going to say it anymore because it's going to re-traumatize a child. Um, that was one thing that led to something else. There was an event that was put on that was around that whole Daystar thing called the Righteous Reformation. They asked me to come, right? And it was in Dallas. So I was like, well, me and Jess flew in. When I got there, it had to be about 500 to, I'd say, 1,000 people there. And when I walked in, and they
It's at
were
the
all,
at the thing, right? At the
yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
was it was
I'm
in
sorry.
Grapevine or something like that. It was in
Yeah,
Dallas. We
I
say
got you.
Dallas. If it's close to Dallas, it's Dallas. You know how
Got
we
you.
do.
Yeah, go ahead.
But they when I walked in, and all the people who wanted to show love, wanted to talk about how they watched the videos, talked about how it's impacted their life, thanking me for my boldness on speaking out against church corruption because they've received direction based on what I was saying and different things like that. Listen, we think we just out here doing these videos. And here's the thing, these wasn't black folk. Can I say that? Can I say that? These was not, but these were all races of people coming up to me. Rock, we want to thank you for your fire. Thank you for what you've been saying because it's been making a thank you. You've exposed this, you've exposed that, and things are being done. And you listen, that moment right there, because I'm almost getting emotional thinking about it because I just was just, I'm just talking about stuff that I'm passionate about. Remember, this is passion, right? And little did I know, here's one of the things that was funny too. In that whole thing, another popular YouTuber was at an event called the National Religious Broadcasters event. Now, when I say
Right.
this, it's a massive event, right? And here's what happened. They put him out. You know what they put when they put him out? Now, mind you, he's an African American brother. Put him out, and they called him Rock Leach. They put him out and called him Rock Leach. You
Why?
know,
Oh, like they was trying to put you out.
yeah, it was, I put it as there was that old trope of all black folk look alike. I was
Got
saying
you.
it's terrible to say that, but that's what, everybody, we don't all look alike. Let's just say that.
Right. No,
But
no, I hear you.
he said, and they had it on camera, and they called him Rock Leach, and he was like, I know Rock Leach, but I'm not Rock. And they were like, well, who are you? And he said, well, if y'all don't know me, it don't even matter. But when I say the internet went wild
That's
with
crazy.
that, me and my wife watched the video and was like, did he just say Rock Lee? We just was like, nah, that listen, it was like God placed a golden ticket in my lap.
There you go.
And that whole thing right there, we talked about it. Then the YouTube and I became really good friends. We're still good friends to this day. But so a pivotal moment, I would say, when I covered that whole Daystar scandal. Now, Daystar sent cease and desist letters to everybody. Do you hear me? They was having meetings and all of that. Their security team clearly knew my name because they put another guy out of this event that they weren't even in charge of. Got the security. I want to tell you how they got the security to put this guy out. One of the guys that put him out used to be in President Barack Obama's security detail. Do you hear
Man,
me? This is how deep this went. From
you're
Rock
making an impact.
on here just talking about Jesus and what the church is doing wrong. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? And
You know, it
so,
became a threat to them.
yeah, and so on another end, my wife is real leery of that too. She like, Rock, you be talking real. She says, so when we go places, we got to take some people with us. So I always have people in the audience that folk don't know, just in case something happened, they can get us out of there or something like that. Now, I hate to even bring that up. This is the only time that I've said that publicly. But when it's getting that real like that, you just got to be careful. I don't want to wind up missing somewhere.
No, man, I don't either. I don't want you either. Yeah, we
But
definitely don't
just
want
saying that was the pivotal moment for me to let me know, okay, I took, just being transparent, I took, when we were doing it, it was passion. Like, I was already doing the passion, I wasn't making any money. We're just doing videos. Then when the money came, I was like, well, let's make this money more. I can make money just from doing videos. I'm finna take this up a notch. And when I got the call from them, and then I went to the event and met all those people, and then the guy got kicked out, and that's when it became real to me. Like, I'm like, Rock, now you say this, now these folk watching, and you'll get another cease and desist, because I've had a few of them. But that's when it became real. And I hope I answered your question, because you got me thinking about so much stuff. But
No,
yeah,
no.
just know that it's impacting real lives. People watching, they want to know what's being said.
No. That's a great example. I mean, what you get of one of the amazing moments experienced, you was out there, just going along, being an advocate for something, and it totally changed some people's lives. You never know
Yeah,
what the impact that you're doing that could have on some people's lives. And it seems like you're on the right path and you're doing amazing work. I enjoy watching your work. I tune
man.
in, even though you don't even know when I'm tuning in. I don't know. You may see it on your analyst and all of that when it comment. But I tune in just to listen, because you give a lot of great information. Um, all the time. And even you may not even know that, you're inspiring people every day. You have always been an inspiration to me as a young person. And that was one of the main reasons that I even wanted you on there, the impact that you're having, just put it on other people's life, even as a young person, younger brother of yours. You always been that guy. And with that being said, who within the business or the profession that you're in, what other people that has been inspiration to you that you have worked with or that inspired you in those times or in this time now? What are some people that inspired you?
Listen, you inspire me. I'll say this because I've been watching the podcasts that you've been putting out here, and they're great podcasts. You hear me? You got guests and stuff like that. But here's the thing that separates you, man. There's a difference between noise and a real voice. And I want everybody to know this man is a voice with weight. What you've been talking about, this wisdom, this power, different things like that. And the wonderful thing about it is that I know you're not here to entertain, man. This is blessing people. You changing lives out here. And many people don't know how powerful YouTube is. And what you're doing is that you're waking up people's convictions. And I'm glad that you are here doing what you're doing. This is a great thing. Power to the people podcast. I mean, think about that. You're doing a great thing for people, and that matters. And I think that there needs to be more conversation. I've been watching from East Texas to Wall Street, and
Yeah,
the audio that you had with the one lady, I can't remember her name, please forgive me
Miss
for that.
Maya.
Oh yeah, all these. Listen, you've been doing great work, and just the conversations. There are a lot of podcasts out here, man. It's not talking about nothing. I listen and be like, what did I just listen to? Because I need meat. I'm 50 years old, man. I need meat. I ain't got time for y'all to play. You on here cracking jokes and go. I need some information. I need some stories. I need some conviction. I need something that's going to touch my spirit, if that makes sense.
Makes a
And
lot.
touch me intellectually or spiritually, and you have the ability, you have both of them going, and that is a wonderful thing. So you yourself, I'm putting you out there, putting it's so many to name. There's a Christian content creator. Well, it's a lot of them, and I don't want to call out all any of them name, because if they say something unbiblical, they might wind up being a video for me. But I'll say this one. There's a guy named Alan Parr, who I watch a lot of his content. Now he's built his YouTube channel into a business for real. He's got all kind of things that he's doing, and I have a great respect for what he does as well. But just looking at, I enjoy what you're doing. What you're doing, and I think more people need to lock into what you have going on. There are a lot of people out here who I see doing podcasts, but man, you come from good stock. Do you hear me?
Appreciate that.
I know your
Yes.
mama. I know everybody that, well, I won't say everybody, but you're married, you're happily married. You know, today it's over 200 million people who are earning the income through digital content creating, and podcasters and different things of that nature. And man, to know that you're out here, even if the money ain't where you want it to be, I know your heart, and that's what matters, and that's inspiration from me. I'm drawn to people who are not in the millions yet, because that grind is there, that grit is there. They try to get it, you know. And it's a lot of time when people get it, they get hungry. Man, I'm not gonna be hungry. I'm not
I
gonna be
hear you.
hungry. So just putting that out there. You're an inspiration, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate that. Hey, I'm working on it, and hey, appreciate that. You continue to inspire me. Hey, I want to say thanks for being that guy. And you are that guy, Rock Leach. Rock Leach is the guy. Besides all that, with being that guy, Rock Leach, if you had unlimited resources, what would you do with those unlimited resources? What would you do in the world?
I would, if I had unlimited resources. One, I would. That's a good question, because I'm not always about my family and different things like that. We're blessed already, but I don't know. That's a heavy question there, because unlimited resources, Lord.
What would you start out? I mean,
One thing that I would start out with
if you
is
could create something, give it back, whatever you would do with it, something that you was passionate about, what would you do with that?
Well, I would do this right here because my mom had a passion for this. Young ladies who are pregnant out of wedlock, having resources that are available for them. Not that we're pushing young ladies to go get pregnant, but my mother always had a heart for young ladies who had become pregnant, and usually it's because of the guilt and shame that's so connected with it. Guilt is when you hate what you did. Shame is when you hate who you are. And many people will grow up with this guilt and shame and different things. She was very big on ministering to people there. But I would also make education free. I just think that education has become something where we charging people to teach them how to staple paper. I'm just saying it's crazy stuff that's going on right now. I would make education free, and I would also kill all education debt. I think folk have a right to learn, and it shouldn't be about how much money you got in your pocket, or about how much debt we can get to you and make money off of the debt with that. I know that's one thing. I'm big on people learning. I learn. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I even with school and stuff like that. My problem with school, thank God for education and stuff like that, and the education I got, but it took me a long time because I just like getting education. Like I did education like a buffet. I love this class. I ain't really have time for that. I ain't really want to do that. Do I have to do that class? It was kind of those things there. So I love education, but I'm a person who loves to, I got my particular things that I really want to excel at, and then the other stuff, and so I'm only saying that I would kill. I want people to get educated, but I would kill the debt that goes along with it. Also, you got me going now.
Okay,
Also,
I,
with
I like that. Let's
the
go.
pharmaceutical aspect. Yeah, the pharmaceutical aspect. I would kill all that. And what I mean by that is I just believe that a lot of this pharmaceutical stuff is killing us. It is absolutely killing us. And I would get people back into natural health care, natural remedies, holistic things, with getting the human body where it needs to be. And with that as well, I think that we need to be more educated on our bodies and how our bodies do different things. High blood pressure and all that's not killing our people. The sugar diabetes, they say sugar. Got the sugar.
Sugar on you. I call it that fat boy.
Right, right, right. But no, that's what I would do if I did the education, the young ladies who are pregnant out of wedlock, and the pharmaceutical industry. I would get rid of those things and help in those areas. Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
that's a great
Uh,
question, man. Thank you. I ain't...
no, man, that's like the I like to throw that question out because,
Mm-hmm.
some people don't even have, we have resources, then we don't even really think about the resources we have until long down the way.
Right.
When our resources become limited, right? So like you have resources that you can use for certain things, but then when you meet people, right? You meet people, you start talking to people that doesn't have the resources you have, but they don't understand the resource that they have. They could put the work for them, right? It's not also always about monetarily, but they do say money helps, right? Money doesn't
Yeah.
make everything, but money helps a lot. A lot of people say, that saying. A lot of people is like, "Oh, I don't need a lot of money. I don't. Money ain't everything.
Yeah.
Money helps a lot.
Right. Helps. It
It helps a
helps.
lot more than you think it does." Man, what I'll give you this. It's been fun. I mean, I've been enjoying this conversation. And I don't want to hold you too long now. I want you to give back, if you could give back some of the gem keys to success back to the people, what would be something that you would give back to them? It's an informational wise, give back some of the power back to the people.
Don't ignore what God has placed in you. Every trial, every situation, every setback is something that God has given you that will bless somebody else. Content creation is basically showing and talking life through the prism of your experiences. There are people that want and need those experiences. How you dealt with it, how you lived it, how you walked through it, how you may not have walked through it well. They need those experiences. And that's why I'm an advocate for content creators. You can wake up in the morning and tell for what you're thinking in the morning. And some people need to hear what you're thinking, why you're thinking, how you're thinking, and how you're doing things. And so don't allow the enemy to make who you are insignificant, meaning don't allow yourself to start believing what the enemy tells you about you, because God made you and he made you great. Go be great.
I appreciate that. And before we go out of here, once again, I'm gonna give this to my guy. This is my guy, Rock Leach. Hey, I want you to let the people know where they could follow you at, your social media, and how they could keep along your journey, what you got for them, and give the people your information.
All right, you can find me. You can go to a few places, but we're going to do the websites socialfire.org. Socialfire.org. You can also go to Social Fire eChurch on YouTube, on Rumble. You can also follow us at Rock Leach Live on Facebook. That's who I am on Facebook. But socialfire.org has, if you can get to socialfire.org, it'll lead you to everything else. We're on Twitter, we're on all of it. But go to socialfire.org and you'll find us all there.
But this is my guy, Rock Leach. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about, or you want to talk about it, didn't mention, that you want to leave with the people?
No, I'm just honored to get the invitation. And I'll be honest with you, I don't do a lot of interviews, but you family to me, and I love what you're doing. And I had to make sure that I was at your disposal. And so just want to let you know, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great work. Don't come down. Keep pushing. And I'm going to help push you. I'm going to just tell you that. I'm going to help push you. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Love the work that I see you doing, you and your family you're building, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
Hey, this is the power of the people. This is my guy, Rock Leach. We want to say thank you for coming and joining us and showing the people the love today. Rock, we wouldn't have it any other way, man. And it's the power of the people. So it's been another show. Thank you guys for joining us, and we out.